Alright, this this video is going to stray a little bit from, well, a decent amount from what my videos normally are. A free company member recently talked about a ring, like very, very, very recently, like 10 minutes ago at best. I wish I knew about this ring earlier, and linked the Neophyte's ring. I also had no gosh darn clue it existed. And that is possibly because even though I had done all of the like we have these guys called the Smith, and they teach you about, like, it's actually really cool. It gives you gear and it teaches you about how to avoid things, how tanks versus healers versus damage dealers work, what certain indicators in a battle mean, and that's just how you really very basically easily learn. I think it's level 15 gear you get, and it's pretty good for that level. But it's how you learn the basics of how battles and targeting things work in this game, and what you should avoid for sure, and what you might not need to avoid as much. Sorry, pardon the interruption. My fault entirely. The timing of things. Okay. Anyway, if you talk to the Smith after a certain, I think it's called like the Dawn comes, or that might be the title of the quest, the story quest that you need to finish. But if you go back to the Smith in any of the adventurers guilds in Eorzea, they'll say, I don't know what the other requirements are, but there's a story quest you need to do. It has the word Dawn in it. It's level 50, so it's not like higher than that. If I'm not mistaken, you are an adventurer of some prestige, yes? Have you ever given any thought to become a mentor? The role of a mentor is to provide a guidance and support for beginning adventurers. Pray speak with me further should you have an interest in helping us mold the next generation of heroes. To become a mentor, I don't have any of the requisites. 1,000 instanced dungeons, raids, or trials. I don't know how many I've done. I've done a butt ton. The number? I don't know what the number. I don't know how many I've done. 1,500 player commendations. Like, really a lot of requirements. Kind of crazy, honestly. However, if you go down here to the register for Hall of Novice training, the Hall of Novice offers a comprehensive series of training exercises for adventurers wishing to prepare themselves for the rigors of party combat. Would you like to register for a course? And then you click this little right button. I can't do... Eventually you get to this react to advanced visual indicators. I did all these on this character. I'm pretty sure I made videos for them. But what's the combat guide say? Yeah, whatever. So I'm just gonna go. This video will be 1, 2, 3. So exercise 1, tactical training. React to attack markers. Let's go. I don't think there's voice acting in this. No. Welcome, Mistress Valkyr. In this training exercise, we will have you carry out a variety of common evasive maneuvers. This is definitely different than what I did at level 15. My agent here will serve as your opponent. Try to get a sense for her oncoming attacks and handle them accordingly. This may have changed, actually. They may have... Take your starting position when you are ready to begin. Which is what? I was going to say, I'd probably have to just go to a place. So you go to a blue circle. A marauder, a pugilist, and a conjurer circle you, basically. As you doubtless know, no few magic strike a wide radius around a given target. The marker of such an attack will often look like this. And there's a purple, like, it's one of the spread out mechanics. It's like targeting me. If you sense that you've been marked, you'll do well to move away from your allies so that they aren't caught in the blast. Yep, okay. The danger is greater still if an ally is targeted at the same time. Stand too close to one another and you will suffer double the impact. If your circle, if both of your circles overlap each other. Let the exercise begin. Commencing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna go back. All 4 of us have markers. So we spread out. Bravo, Mistress Valkyr. To start the next exercise, take your starting position. It's in the back right corner. It's a circle. It's a circular area that we're in. The other 3 of us. Our next exercise features a strike so powerful it cannot be endured alone. Allow me to demonstrate its marker. It's a stacking mechanic, I say in my videos. It's got 4 on each cardinal point. Should the enemy perform such an attack, you and your allies must stand together in order to weather it. So what it looks like is, upon sensing this marker, locate its target and make your way there as quick as you can. In reality, if you get targeted with this, you move to the tank. Let the exercise begin. 3, 2, 1. So it's a yellow circle, pulsing. So everybody should move together. If you're arranged, so pulsing yellow circle, there are, bravo, Mistress Valkyr, 4 inward-facing arrows that pulse as well. Among you adventurers, I'm given to understand that these are known as stack markers. Rings odd to my ear, but I suppose it matters not. Yeah, stacking mechanic. To start the next exercise, take your starting position. So, the spread out mechanic is purple. It is like a downward arrow, like pointing down at your character in a purple circle around you. And you want that purple circle to not include any other party members, so you and they move apart. The stacking mechanic is a yellow circle, usually similar diameter, doesn't really matter. It has 4 inward-facing arrows, the cardinal points maybe, I don't know, but like pulsing inward arrows, and also a pulsing downward yellow arrow. They're similar in that they're circles and they pulse, but they're different colors, different arrows. Yeah, it's not hard to figure that out. The third thing. Next, we will look at a lethal variety of attack that none but a tank can handle. Behold its marker. The lethal variety. It's a downward pulsing red arrow, and then like some caution tape circling or squaring around us. Remember, only tank is equipped to survive a blow of this magnitude. Any other caught in its blast won't be left standing. Possibly true. Now for a proper demonstration, everyone position yourselves so the tank may shield against this strike alone. There are not many dungeons where... Let the exercise begin. Not many dungeons where the tank mechanic would also spread to everybody. There are. He's got a caution tape around him. The Marauder. Oh, I've never seen that before. It was like a line attack. That was weird. Bravo, Mr. Valkyr. These attacks pack quite a punch. Should it fall to you to deal with it, you do well to employ what abilities you have to lighten the damage. To start the next exercise, take your starting position. I gotta bring the text box back up so I can actually read in time. Very, very southern, or western, whatever. Outside edge of the circle. Next, let us practice how to handle a more persistent threat. Take note of this marker. By the way, I've never seen that tank mechanic with that caution tape circling. I've never seen that ever. We have a pulsing yellow circle that gives like big smoke. What will follow is a chain of attacks that chase you doggedly. Oh, you must stay on the move, all the while keeping away from your allies. Okay. Let the exercise begin. So it's like basically picture a lot of yellow circles that start big and then like collapse on you, just over and over and over and over and over. So I'm just gonna run around. There's 1. There's 2. 3, 4, just enough time to step out of them. 5. Spectacular work. With that, your basic training is complete. Now come and speak with me if you'd like to attempt my final challenge. Not a lot of fights have those trailing mechanics either, but they exist. It's fine. Master of Trials, we talked to continue. Now that you've learned the basics, it's time to put your knowledge to the test. Overcome this final challenge and your training will be complete. Commence the final challenge. What is this one called? React to attack. I'm gonna write that down, sorry. React to attack markers. This is all completely brand new. This is not at all what I would... And like level 15 was when the first like 5 or 6 you could do existed. A good way to get very good gear at level 15. Commence the final challenge. Commence the final challenge? Yes. We will now begin the final challenge. Once you are prepared, take your starting position. Which is in a little bit... Okay. What I consider south here is actually west. So a little bit to the west of the center of this circle. Okay. Allow me to test all that you've learned thus far. In this exercise, you will face a slew of different attacks, each of which you must deal with appropriately to minimize the harm you sustain. Let the exercise begin. Am I attacking during this? Because that's actually really good practice. If you're not attacking, you're just moving around, that's pretty easy. Oh, I am attacking. So there's a donut attack, and then we also get a spread out mechanic. The donut is followed by a circle attack, which we just step out of. So you step into the donut center and you step out of it. Your grasp of combat tactics is commendable indeed, Mistress Valkyr. I hope you're warmed up. With a stacking mechanic as well as 2 big circles. Stacked in the back part. Masterfully judged. You handled that flawlessly. Okay, the tank goes left. We go right. 2 donut mechanics. Big donut mechanics. We didn't want to stack with the tank. Precisely what I had hoped to see. So we went right. Take one. And we all have these spread out mechanics. I'm going to see where the others go. Oh crap, they're going the same direction as me. My bad. But you can easily circle. Just let one explode and move. Let the next one explode and move. I am wait. It would seem the attack of targeting you inadvertently struck a party member. You will need to... Fuck you. Alas, you didn't pass the challenge. Retake your... Fuck you. It's not my fault the fucking guild conjurer walked into my gut. Don't follow somebody else, you idiot. Stupid. Fucking stupid. Alright. We got the donut, the spread out. Stupid. And the donut's followed by a circle inside the center. Easy peasy. Stupid. We have a stacking mechanic, again, with 2 big circles, and we all just gonna go to the back. Stack and avoid the circles. We're gonna spread out from the tank. We go right, tank goes left. By the way, I have never ever seen this before. This has not happened in any dungeon or raid trial I have ever done. There are tank mechanics that are like, it'll tell you that you should avoid this place. Oh, the following mechanic is not interesting. It follows where you were several seconds ago. Precisely what I'd hoped to see. I don't know. Interesting. Whatever. You handled every last threat with finesse. It is with pleasure that I declare you have passed the challenge. We talked to the Master of Trials to turn this in and continue. 10 440 experience points, 400 gil. 400 gil. We talked to the Smith for the next one. This is react to floor markers. React to floor markers. I'm actually kind of curious about this one because it probably... Things changed a couple expansions ago. Things just started looking a bit different, but not like too different to understand. But durability of my gear is low. Whatever, you're fine. I ain't gonna get hit. Okay, round 2 here. Reactive floor markers. Welcome, Mr. FFXIV. In this training exercise, we will have you carry out a medley of cutting-edge tactical maneuvers. My agent here will serve as your opponent. Try to get a sense for her oncoming attacks and handle them accordingly. Take your starting position when you are ready to begin. The back right, if you're facing the master of trials of this circle. First, let's discuss knockback attacks. The marker will look like this. It's like this. A bunch of expanding arrows from a point. Sometimes the center, sometimes otherwise. As soon as you sense it, you will have but a few moments to position yourself before you're pushed a set distance from its point of impact. For this exercise, I have placed a ring of lightning ether around the arena. Your goal is to position yourself such that you won't be sent hurtling into it. Let the exercise begin. So just get as close to the point of pushback as possible, which is basically you can be practically in the center. Success. Bravo, Mistress FFXIV. To start the next exercise, take your starting position. Okay. Do I get to learn where it is first? It is a little bit off center. We'll see. The other 3 NPCs come closer. While we're at it, let's review a common variant. Take note of this marker. It is a blue circle pulsating outwards. Unlike last time, I don't recommend you stand directly in the center of it, lest you receive a most painful blow to the skull. Yeah. Okay. It'll knock you back from the edge of the... So once more, I challenge you to avoid being flung into the lightning. Where will you stand this time? So don't stand in the blue circle. You'll get knocked back. Let the exercise begin. You're going to get knocked back no matter where you stand, but you'll be basically killed if you stand in the blue circle. But stand at the very edge of it. You get pushed back almost to the outer ring. Bravo, Mistress FFXIV. To start the next exercise, take your starting position. By the way, the ring I'm going for, the Neophyte's ring, gives you an additional 30% experience gained up to level 60. And gives you pretty good stats as well. I think it's usable from level 1, and the stats of the item, the ring, increase with you per level and are on par with or better than. Next, we'll demonstrate a proximity attack. Its marker pulses outward, like so. A kind of orange rotating line with a pulsing yellow. With these, the closer you are to its point of impact, the greater the damage you stand to take. Thus, whenever you see that ominous light pulsing along the ground, I advise you to distance yourself as much as possible. Let the exercise begin. Exercise. So yeah, you got like these 4, a broken circle, a broken rotating orange circle, and then the very center of it, you have this like, bravo, Mistress FFXIV, a pulsating, like a pulsing, barely a scratch, eh? Sometimes the simplest solution is to get the hells out of there, so to speak. And then like, to start the next exercise, take your starting position. So yeah, a small circle, a broken circle, orange. Inside that broken orange circle is like this pulsing orange flash. And then from the center of the circle, an expanding ring or expanding circle from the center all the way outwards. It gets like light purple by the end of it. It starts probably orange or red. Just does that over and over until it explodes. We have 4 more to go. This might be the... Next, let's move on to tower tactics. This type of attack is one that must be endured rather than avoided. It's like stacking on points. Oh, yeah. Like meteor kind of stuff. See the tower marker? If one stands inside to weaken its impact, the entire party will suffer a devastating blow if no one stands. Therefore, one person must volunteer to take the tower, shielding the rest of the party from far greater casualties. Let the exercise begin. I assume there will be 4 towers, so that all myself and the 3 NPCs will take one each. I take the one closest to me, the 3 others take the ones closest to me. Bravo, Mistress Valkyr. To start the next exercise, take your starting position. We have 3 more. Wowza. Didn't even know these existed. Now let's cover a variant of the tower marker. Again, one of you will need to stand inside to protect the others. Okay. We have like a comet-looking thing. Lest you forget, if the tower goes unoccupied, the entire party will pay the price. In this case, you must ensure that you are standing within the bounds of the circle before the arcane orb strikes the ground. Oh, so that's the meteor. Let the exercise begin. 3, 2, 1. The previous one occupy a tower to minimize damage. So we all kind of run to the closest one, and there's a red line with a red orb coming down that line. Spectacular work. With that, your basic training is complete. Now come and speak with me if you'd like to attempt my final challenge. The previous one was like literally kind of like an arcane looking tower thing inside of a red pulsing circle. This one, and that one doesn't give an indication of when it's going to go off. This one is kind of the same red pulsating circle at the bottom, a thin red line going down into it, and then you see like this ball or comet or whatever kind of going down that red line until it eventually touches. That one is used generally for raids or instances or dungeons where there are going to be multiple of these and they're all off-timed. It's like one will start, 2 seconds later another will start, 3 seconds later another. So like you kind of have to gauge when you get into them, moving from one to another sometimes. Master of Trials. Now that you've learned the basics, it's time to put your knowledge to the test. Overcome this final challenge and your training will be complete. Commence the final challenge. We will now begin the final challenge. Once you're prepared, take your starting position. It's the final challenge. Sorry, that was bad. It was off key. It's the final challenge. Right. You line up in a line, like literally a line. Allow me to test all you've learned thus far. In this exercise, you will face a slew of different attacks, each of which you must deal with appropriately to minimize the harm you sustain. Come on, health work. Let the exercise begin. Exercise. 3, 2, 1. So we have knocked back. We don't want to be knocked back into some circles. Your grasp of combat tactics is commendable indeed, Mistress Valkyr. We got some towers, but we're going to be knocked into... Oh my gosh, hold on. What? Blue knockback. Oh, shit. Okay, where's mine? Jesus. There's a blue knockback. So you don't worry. What did I do wrong? Oh, I see. I thought I had to be knocked back into... That's stupid. I thought I was supposed to be knocked back from the blue circle into one of the tower spots. Why are we even continuing? I gotta do it over again. I fucked up. Wait, I can fail too? Oh, wait, hold on. So there are some of those comet markers, and also half the platform is damaged, like precisely what I had hoped to see. Half the platform is damaged by... yeah, I know I didn't pass, because I didn't understand that we weren't supposed to be knocked back into one of the fucking towers, you asshole. Stupid. There are fights where you have to be knocked back into something, or out, like, stupid. I'm pleased you can lesson to heart. I'm pleased you can go fuck yourself. One of the NPCs says once you are recovered, you run to a tower fast. Oh, sorry. The third trial is two expanding proximity. I call them proximity attacks. Like the closer you are, the more damage you sustain. They leave either like the north part or the south part of the circular safe. Am I gonna fail at least one of every one of these fucking things? You handled every last threat with finesse. It is with pleasure that I declare you have passed the challenge. We talk to the Master of Trials. We get 10 440 experience, 400 gil. Did not expect these to take this long. We're gonna do the last one that gives us the ring. It is called React to Advanced Visual Indicators. I had a group with somebody who did not understand what the stack up mechanic was. And I'm pretty damn sure it was in a level 50 main scenario dungeon. By that level, you should fucking know how these work. It baffled my mind. All right, let's do this. Yeah, I know my durability is bad. Your mom's bad. Welcome, Mistress Valkyr. In this training exercise, we will have you carry out even more advanced tactical maneuvers. My agent here will serve as your opponent. Try to get a sense for her oncoming attacks and handle them accordingly. Take your starting position when you are ready to begin. Okay. We find our little blue circle. For your first exercise, allow me to demonstrate the proximity tether. Its marker looks like this. Oh, you have to get far enough away on your tether to... Yeah. So there's a center of this line. When entangling with one of these, when entangled with one of these, to remain near the enemies to risk suffering a painful strike. Instead, use what precious few moments you have to retreat until the tether's magics weaken. So, purple line, pulsating, let the exercise begin. From the center of the line, there are pulsating outward arrows toward you and the caster. And you have to run far enough away to where it is just a purple line. It could be a long distance, or it could not be, but in this case, the caster was in the middle, and we had to run to the very edge of this circular arena. To start the next exercise, take your starting position. There's a bomb that has appeared, like one of those, like a bomb monster. We'll see what happens here. Before we move on, there is another type of tether attack I wish to cover. Take note of this marker. It's like a red line with dots moving in it. Unlike proximity tethers, these can be intercepted at will, allowing you to sustain a blow on another's behalf. For this exercise, let's suppose your enemy intends to detonate a bomb. To prevent a lethal explosion, your only recourse is to shield the bomb yourself. Let the exercise begin. So it looks like Morse code of like a red line with dots and dashes, basically. Take the tether to prevent an explosion. Oh. Okay, so bravo, Mr. Svelk. So okay, in this case, energy from the caster is being directed toward something. To start the next exercise, take your starting position. Energy from the caster is being directed toward a thing that's going to explode, and if you intercept that energy, it prevents the explosion. Okay, that's different than what I thought they were talking about. But this is the last video I'm making tonight. I can't talk. Next, I will teach you how to defend against a gaze attack. Behold its marker. You'll see probably a big eye and a cone or a circle. So you got the eye on the caster. When the spell is cast, all those facing its direction will suffer some manner of unpleasant effect. In this case, petrification. Fortunately, the solution is simple. You need but turn away from the enemy to neutralize its effects entirely. Let the exercise begin. Sometimes it'll come with a cone or a circle, and all you have to do is step out of it, and you can continue facing the target. But in this instance, there's no circle, there's no cone, there's no line. You just have to turn away and hope you've done so in time. Usually in that case, since there's no like cast timer indicator or anything like that, you want to do it relatively quickly. Just sacrifice your DPS for that time period. For your next exercise, let us discuss status effects such as poison or paralysis, and more importantly, the curing thereof. I have bind on me. While there are full many varieties of combat ailments, a fair few can be swiftly relieved with Asuna. For this exercise, let's see you evade the attack as soon as Asuna has done its job. So like, usually your healer has to do Asuna. I don't think my red mage has it, nor my summoner. It's only my healers. You evade the attack as soon as your status is cured. We got a pulsating yellow circle on us. Allow me to cleanse you, says the conjurer, and I move out as soon as the bind is cleansed. Spectacular work. With that, your basic training is complete. Now, come and speak with me if you'd like to attempt my final challenge. Of course I would. Master the trials, I talk to you. Now that you've learned the basics, it's time to put your knowledge to the test. Overcome this final challenge and your training will be complete. We will now begin the final challenge. Once you are prepared, take your starting position. Allow me to test all that you've learned thus far. In this exercise, you will face a slew of different attacks, each of which you must deal with appropriately to minimize the harm you sustain. Let the exercise begin. It's not often a pushback will make you, force you to make sure you're pushed back into a small tower. So got some cones, big cones in combination with your grasp of combat, in combination with a get away from me thing. I know we have 4 bombs summoned. The Conjurer's taking that one. I'll take this one. We have to intercept the energy lines. So we do so. I haven't seen a mechanic like that crazy in more than like 1 minute. What do you make of this? And we have a circle, followed by a donut, and a don't look at me. So you run out of the circle, and then you back out of the donut toward the caster. One last push until the end. We all get... we gotta get Asuna'd here. So one at a time, the Conjurer is casting Asuna to remove our binds. And we all run out of the big circle. We all had plenty of time to do so. Like, it's like 7 seconds after that. I'm pleased you took the lesson to heart. You neutralized every threat with practiced precision. Needless to say, you've passed my final challenge with flying colors. Flawless tactics, everyone, said the mage that he is employed for this. 10 440 experience points, 400 gil, and the Neophyte's Ring, which is item level 150, but equipable at level 1. XP earned plus 30% when level 60 and below. The attributes that it gives you change. I'm pretty sure they change dependent on your level. I can't imagine getting plus 29 of your main attribute and plus 26 vitality, and I can't imagine that's how it works. So anyway, we'll see. When I have a level 1 job again, we'll see. But that bonus XP is bomb frickin' diggity, man. In fact, I get to equip it on my ninja. Currently it gives 29 main attribute, 26 vitality. Chop, 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 down, down, down. Sorry. You don't want to know what that song is. You might, I don't know, but you don't. Probably not. Can I do... Machinist would definitely benefit from it. So we'll do this. Wow, even at level 45, it gives plus 29. That can't be right. I'm misreading something. Yeah, whatever. It's all good. Cool. So that was those 3 lessons from the Smith. Sorry that I failed the first 2 at least one time each. Sorry, only one time each. But yeah, that's it for now. Last video of the night for sure. I will see you tomorrow for whatever I choose to do then. Bye-bye.